Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. So today is the day 6 of our 30 days of JavaScript challenge, and today's question is filter elements from an array. Okay, so this is an easy level question, and before moving on to the problem description, let's see what a filter function is in JavaScript. Okay, so the predefined array.filter method in JavaScript is the method which returns an array, okay, and it returns the array in such a way that whatever condition is provided inside the method, if it is true, okay, so then only the new array will carry that value. What I mean here is, let's first see what are the important features of this filter method. The first important method is it returns an array, and the second important thing is it checks condition, and returns value according to it. So here what we have been told, that we need to filter elements of an array, right? But we can't use the array.filter method here, but just for a brief description and for highlighting the features of filter method, I am just going through it once, and let's take an example to get a good idea about filter method. So if we have an array, let's say 10, 20, 30, right? Now what we have to do, we need to form a new array, right? We need I say that I want a filtered array where all the values should be greater than 10. Okay, now according to that, what should happen? The value in the new filtered array should be 20 and 30, right? The new array should contain 20 and 30. So what we have to write in the filter array is that we need to take the previous array or the initial array, and we will write array dot filter. Now in this filter method, it has iteration, okay, it iterates on all the elements inside only. Okay, we don't need to explicitly define the loop. It will iterate on the loop on its own. Now we just need to define, let's say that we didn't want to denote each of the element by n. Okay, so what we need to do here, that we will define an arrow function, and we will write that this function should return n in such a way that n is greater than 10. So whenever it will find a value, okay, that is greater than n, it will get added into the new array. So if we keep the array name as var as filter, okay, filtered, so this filtered array will store 20 and 30. So this is the basic syntax of filter method. So how do we define it? We take the array, the initial array, okay, and we write array dot filter. This method defines the filters the values based on the function provided in the method itself. Now we take a value for iteration. So let's say here n. Okay, now we need to define an arrow function, and it will return something, right? So it returns some condition we need to write here. Okay, so this is our basic syntax of our filter function. Okay, so now let's move on to the question. So what we have been given here, that we have an array arr and we have a filtering function fn. Okay, in the previous question where we saw that we were having fn and it had some values which were getting added to it, right? Means if we had array, then some value was getting added or some transformation was done in the array. But in this, what is happening? The array is getting filtered on some condition, on the basis of some condition the array is getting filtered, and after the value whatever is returned as true, we need to get only that value in our new array. So what they have told here, that we have a filtering function fn and we need to return a filtered array, filtered arr. Okay, so in the fn function there are two arguments, arr of I and I. arr of I is number from the AR or the element which is in the array, and I is the index of ARR. Now what we have to add in the filtered array? Okay, they are telling that it should contain only the elements from the ARR for which the expression in this function evaluates to a truthy value. What is a truthy value now? A truthy value is a value where boolean returns true. What it means here? Now this function is here, right? This filter function will return some value and it will be a boolean value. Like here what they have given a function, we have been given greater than 10. Okay, so this fn function has greater than 10 and the truthy value will be only the numbers which are greater than 10. That means if we are passing an array, let's say 0, 10, 20, 30. Okay, now these two values are not greater than 10, so this should not be in the new array. Only 20 and 30 should be there in the new array. So we need to form our code in such a way that whenever we are iterating in the loop, okay, we have to pass the variable in fn function, okay, and only if it is true, then only we need to add it in our filtered array. So what condition do we have? We need only values which are true. So now how we will add one by one? In the previous question we were using the index, right? We were assigning value at the given index. But now if we are having an array, right? Here what is happening? 0 is not getting added, 10 is not getting added, right? And if we are adding on a given index, like filtered array is there, okay, and we are adding on each index, then if this value will not be true, right? So this will remain as empty only, and we cannot have that. We just need to return the values which are true, and these two empty values should not come there, right? So what we have to do, in order to add those values, we will be using push method. Okay, so what this does is it adds the value in the array at the back. Okay, so like what if our new value is filtered, okay, filtered ARR. So what we have to do, we have to do filter ARR and whatever the value we have at that index. So what this will do, like if we have this array is empty now, okay, for now let's once dry run this, so I will show you how we have to do. Now the array is 0, 10, 20, 30. We have I is equals to 0, okay, and the condition in our function is number should be greater than 10, right? Now when we are on 0 index, what is happening? This value is not true, okay, so this array remains empty only. So filter array is empty. This is false. We go on first index now. So we see that it is again false. So what we will do? This array will again remain empty. Now we have 20 here on the second index. This becomes true. So what we will do? The value will be pushed inside this and the array will become 20. Okay. Now we have 30 on the third position or the index. This is also true. So behind 20 at the first index, 30 will get added and it will become 20, 30. And now since we are we have come out of the loop, this value will be returned. Now let's see how to code this. Okay, so according to the description what I have given, first we will be having a for loop, that is for sure, because we cannot use array.filter method here. So what we have to do, we need a for loop or a while loop as you prefer. I will be using for loop here. So we will declare a counter here. So let's see the code now. What we have here, firstly what we have to do, we will be declaring a variable which will be storing the length of the array. So let's declare it, n is equals to arr dot length. Now what we have to do, we have the length of the array and we need to declare the filtered array also, right? So we will go on and declare the filtered array also. Now what we have to do, we need to iterate on the initial array. So we will use a for loop. And now what we have to do, we will be checking the condition if the value is true or not. So basically what we will be doing here, we will be passing the values inside the function fn. So arr of I will be passed with the index value. And now what we have to do, if it is true, then we will be pushing the value in this filtered array, right? So dot push arr of I. The only reason we are using push here, because we cannot add the values according to the index, okay? Because if the first value is not true, then it will be left empty only. In order to avoid the empty spaces or the empty indexes, we are just pushing the values and it will be added to the indexes one by one. So now we have pushed the values in the filtered array, and now what we have to do, we just need to return it. So we will return it. Let's try to run it now. So the sample test cases are passed. Let's try to submit it. So this code has been accepted. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments. And in order to join me in this coding journey, you can subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you will be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching.